And if I told you that there is a love so strong that no social difference, no family prejudice, and no barrier of destiny can destroy. A story where the impossible becomes possible, and where the happy ending is not a distant dream, but an exciting and real achievement. Prepare your heart, because today you will meet the story of Sofia and Lucas, a story that will make you feel compassion, outrage, hope, and, in the end, a deep admiration. In a small town in the countryside, surrounded by green mountains and quiet streets, Lived Sofia, a young 26-year-old teacher, daughter of a humble family. Her father was a carpenter and her mother a seamstress. Their house was simple, with hand-painted walls, with a backyard where flowers and vegetables grew. Sofia woke up every day before sunrise, prepared a simple coffee, and took the crowded bus to teach at the municipal school. Her smile was genuine and illuminated the classroom like a ray of sunshine. The children adored her because she not only taught letters and numbers, but also taught them to dream. She told stories, listened to their problems, and often shared her own snack when she saw a student without food. On the other side of the city, behind high iron gates and impeccable gardens, lived Lucas, 28 years old, the only heir of one of the richest and most traditional families in the region. His father was a strict businessman, accustomed to giving orders and controlling every detail of his children's lives. Lucas's mother was elegant, but cold, always concerned with appearances and social status. One day, a heavy rain fell over the city. Lucas's luxury car broke down right in front of the school where Sofia taught. While waiting for the mechanic, he ran to take shelter in the covered courtyard. It was there, under the wet marquee, that he saw her for the first time. Sofia was kneeling, helping a little student who was crying softly because she had forgotten her umbrella at home. With affection, she took off her own coat and placed it over the girl's shoulders, whispering sweet words. "Don't cry, my angel. The rain passes, but the affection remains." Lucas stopped in place, wet from the rain that ran down his face. Their eyes met for just a few seconds, but in those seconds, something profound happened inside him. A strange warmth, a peace he had never felt amid the luxury of his life. That night, lying in his king-size bed, Lucas could not sleep. Sofia's simple and true smile would not leave his mind. For the first time, he wondered if all the money in the world was really worth anything if it did not come accompanied by a sincere love. Days later, Lucas found an excuse to return to the school. He said he wanted to get to know better the work of the teacher who had so impressed the children. Sofia, a little shy, but with an open heart, showed him the colorful classroom, the drawings pasted on the walls, and the old books that she herself bought with her salary. They talked. For hours, they discovered that they liked the same old songs, that both dreamed of knowing the sea one day, and that they shared the love for books of real stories, of overcoming. Lucas had never met someone so authentic, so pure, and so full of life. They began to meet in secret. In the park at dusk, sitting on an old wooden bench, in the old square under the light of the lampposts, or just exchanging affectionate messages until late at night. The love was born quickly, intense and sincere, like a flower that blooms after the rain. They laughed together at the simplest things. Lucas talked about the pressure from his family, and Sofia shared her dreams of building a community library for the children in the region. For the first time, Lucas felt truly seen, not as an heir, but as a man. But the world around them did not take long to notice. Lucas's mother, upon discovering that her son was meeting with a girl from the public school, became furious. With a cutting voice, she said, "These people only want our money, Lucas. She will never understand our world, our values, our traditions. You are being naive." Sofia's father also became worried when he saw his daughter coming home late with shining eyes. He pulled her for a conversation in the kitchen. "Daughter, this boy is from another world. One day he will wake up and realize that you are too different. I don't want to see you suffering, my dear. A broken heart hurts more than any poverty." Even with the first stones being thrown in their path, the love between Sofia and Lucas only grew stronger every day. They promised each other that nothing would separate them. One day, Lucas's father discovered everything. He called his son into his luxurious office, with dark wood walls and business trophies. With a grave and implacable voice, you went straight to the point. You have an enormous responsibility with this family. Lucas, your marriage is practically already arranged with Dr. Albuquerque's daughter, a union that will strengthen our businesses for generations. I will not allow you to throw everything away because of a simple, poor teacher. Lucas tried to argue with an open heart. Dad, I love Sophia. She makes me want to be a better person. Money does not buy happiness, you know that. But the father was cruel and cutting. If you choose this girl, you can forget your inheritance, your name in the company, and your future in this family. I will disinherit you completely. You will see what it is like to live without anything I have built. At the same time, in Sophia's simple house, her mother became gravely ill. The doctors asked for expensive exams, and the treatment was long. The hospital bills began to pile up like a suffocating mountain. Sophia worked all day at school and still did sewing odd jobs at night to help. She did not want to tell Lucas anything, afraid that he would think she needed him out of financial interest. The pressure increased from all sides. Lucas was practically forbidden to leave the house. The mansion's employees were instructed to watch him. Sophia alone, with her pain, began to believe that perhaps her father and Lucas's mother were right, that their love was truly impossible, a dream too beautiful to last. Sadness took over both hearts. They felt trapped, distant, as if destiny had decided to separate them forever. The nights became long and silent, full of tears and doubts. In the midst of the deepest despair, something small and pure changed the course of the story. Sophia's favorite student, little Clara, only 8 years old, noticed that her teacher was sad and downcast. One day, after class, Clara approached timidly and handed Sophia a drawing made with colored pencils. In the drawing, there was a man and a woman holding hands, with a large and colorful heart in the middle. Below, with childish and careful letters, it was written, "True love conquers everything. Teacher, don't give up." Sophia read those simple words and felt a lump in her throat. Tears ran down her face as she hugged the little girl. That innocent phrase rekindled a flame of hope inside her. On the other side of the city, Lucas, locked in his luxurious but empty room, found an old diary of his late grandmother stored in a drawer. While leafing through the yellowed pages, he read a phrase that his grandmother had written with a trembling hand years before. "I did not inherit fortune, my grandson. I inherited courage. Money buys beautiful houses, but only true love builds happy homes. Always choose with your heart, even if the whole world says you are wrong." That phrase was like a strong light at the end of a dark tunnel. Lucas felt his chest warm up. He decided, at that moment, that he would no longer live trapped by the pride and expectations of the family. He was going to fight for his love. Lucas made a radical and courageous decision. Without telling anyone, he left home and went straight to the school in the middle of the afternoon. He entered Sophia's classroom while she was teaching the children. All the little eyes turned to him, surprised. With his heart beating strongly, Lucas approached her slowly. His voice came out firm, but full of emotion. "Sophia, I no longer care about money, family name, or what others will say. I only care about you. If necessary, I will start from zero. I will work. I will build. I will fight every day. But I cannot live even one more day without you by my side." Sophia, with her eyes full of tears and a voice trembling, replied, "Lucas, my mother is very sick. The bills are so many. I have nothing to offer you except my love." He smiled gently, held her hands with affection, and said the phrase that would forever remain in the memory of everyone who heard it. "You have already given me what money will never be able to buy. A real reason to be a better man that is worth more than any fortune." At that exact moment, Lucas's father, who had discreetly followed his son to the school, was standing at the classroom door, listening to everything in silence. He expected to feel anger and disappointment, but he only felt a deep tightness in his chest when he saw the true sparkle in his son's eyes. Lucas's father took a deep breath and entered the room. The silence was absolute. All the children and Sophia looked at him with fear. He looked at Sophia for a long time, then at his son. With a choked voice, almost unrecognizable, he said something that no one expected. I spent my whole life thinking that I was protecting this family with money, power, and status. But today I realized that I was destroying what really matters: the love and happiness of my own son. Turning to Sophia, with moist eyes, he continued, "Gah, forgive me for what I said and thought about you. My son has never looked at anyone with so much light in his eyes as he looks at you. And that is more valuable than any contract or partnership I could make." Then he revealed something surprising and transformative months before. He had discovered that Sophia's mother's illness could be successfully treated at a specialized clinic that his family had access to and influence over. He had hidden this information out of pure prejudice and pride. That day, with no conditions, he offered to pay for all of Sophia's mother's treatment, including transportation, medication, and medical follow-up. Lucas and Sophia cried together, embraced. The prejudice that seemed like an insurmountable wall began to crumble slowly. Lucas's father, for the first time in many years, felt the weight of his mistake and the lightness of forgiveness. 6 months later, in a simple but colorful garden full of flowers, old trees, and filtered sunlight, Sophia and Lucas got married. It was not a luxurious party with an expensive hall. It was an intimate and true celebration, with the school children singing, Sophia's parents smiling proudly, and Lucas's father, now more humble and serene, sitting in the front row with contained tears. Sophia's mother, already fully recovered and with restored health, hugged Lucas as if he were her own son. The air was full of joy, laughter, and pure emotion. At the end of the ceremony, Lucas looked deeply into Sophia's eyes and said out loud, "For everyone to hear, I discovered that the greatest barriers are not in money, status, or social differences. They are inside us, in the fear of facing what the world says is impossible. True love has the power to tear them all down." Lucas's father approached the couple, emotional, with a choked voice. He said the phrase that closed the cycle in a touching way. "I almost lost my son forever because of my pride and prejudice. Today I gained a wonderful daughter and a lesson that I will never, ever forget. Not the differences that destroy love. It is the fear of facing them. When love is true, it does not ask permission from society. It does not bow to prejudice, and it is not intimidated by barriers. It wins, transforms hearts, and builds futures. Never give up on what your heart knows is right, because the impossible only remains impossible while you believe it is." If this story touched your heart deeply, leave your like now. Share it with someone who needs to believe in true love, and comment below. Have you ever lived or know a love story that overcame great barriers? Tell us. Your comment can inspire many people today. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to receive more stories full of emotion and hope. Until next time, and never stop believing that love can conquer everything.